hello everybody. I'm gonna do a video this time to talk about the Venus retrograde transits. Right now, the planet Venus is what we call out of bound. So it's not anymore, if you want a symbology about that, under the control of the sun. So it's a little bit wild, and I've been spending my days just making music and doing everything else than what I would be supposed to do. So it has been a little bit difficult to write down all the posts. So I thought a little video is quicker, and there's a lot to cover. So I'm gonna write about it probably more about this retrograde throughout the 40 days of this transit. But let's start a little bit by exploring what Venus represents. So the planet Venus represents the aspects of love and belonging and our ability, our receptivity, our ability to receive love and feel loved, be loved, feel worthy. It's also linked with our desires and what we like, you know. It's not really our needs, but it's more like what we like, what we enjoy doing. Venus is linked with the sense of pleasure and enjoyment and beauty and harmony. There are two aspects of this Venus energy that you can reflect on for this transit, which started yesterday on the 13th of May and continue in retrograde until the 25th of June. So the first aspect of Venus, we can say, is more like the internal aspect of Venus. And there she is going to talk about our relationship with ourselves. The love we have for ourselves, the respect we have for ourselves, the value we hold for ourselves. And it's very deeply linked with how we grew up and how we, how can I say, separated with our mother, the nurturing aspect. You know, at first the baby is one with the mother, and when it starts to separate, it starts to create a value system. How what should I do in order to be loved and accepted by the person who my life depends on, you know? So it's like an unconscious, instinctive urge in the baby to behave in the young child to behave in a way that it can be accepted by the people and loved by the people who are nurturing him and raising him and feeding him. Yes. So in this aspect, it's possible during this transit that there are some insecurities that come back up to the surface, or feeling of, oh, I'm not deserving, I can't accept this, or I don't know, life is hard on me, or I'm not loved, nobody loves me, or you know, whatever feeling concerning these different themes has been a light for you in your life and has not been fully processed and healed or welcomed back to the surface, is gonna come up. So it can be a bit of an intense time or difficult time, this transit, but it's of course also an opportunity to see, okay, there was this, you know, shadow of self-love that was still somewhere inside of me, and it's an opportunity to address it, dive into it and heal it, or communicate about it. Yeah. So we have an opportunity to be aware or made aware of what is happening in our relationship to self, within ourselves. The healing aspect for that is, of course, cultivating self-love and finding ways every time you feel something come up to shower it with love. You know, every time an insecurity or a fear or a pain is coming back up, how can you treat yourself? You know, how can you nurture yourself? How can you be your own mother, if you want, you know, connecting with the divine mother, connecting with the divine aspect of love and giving it to yourself. So when we explore this aspect of Venus, it's very closely linked to her connection with Taurus, the sign of Taurus, because Venus is ruling two signs, Taurus and Libra. When we are in the Taurus aspect, it gives us keys to work with this archetype in how to heal those, you know, pieces and bits coming up for us. So it's all about the senses. Taurus is all about the senses. So maybe when you feel a little bit down and something is coming up in those themes, you can, I don't know, take a bath with nice oils and candles, and then you know, like treat yourself with a massage, um, put nice comfortable clothes that you like, and just like honor yourself, you know, give yourself the love that maybe you feel you're lacking or you're not deserving. Treat yourself with something you like to eat, to drink, to smell. Yes, so we are healing a relationship first by healing the relationship to self. So imagine, I don't know, maybe at some point you want to take yourself on a date. What would you do? How would you treat yourself? Because this is what you deserve. And when you tell to yourself, this is what I deserve, you start to attract different relationships that reflect that to you too. Yeah. So this brings me to the second aspect of Venus, and it's when Venus is connected to the Libra archetypes. So she's talking to us about our relationship to other people. Of course, knowing that the relationship to other people or the relationship we attract, consciously or unconsciously, are a mirror of our own value system and how we feel about ourselves and the love we give to ourselves. So in that aspect, we're going to explore throughout this transit, how do I relate with other people? Maybe some insecurities will come up related more to, I don't know, possessiveness or jealousy, or wanting to attach, codependency, control, or a fear of expressing something, or maybe expressing too much and not leaving space for the other. I'm giving a lot of different examples. Some may resonate, some may not resonate, but whatever is true to you and is alive in you is going to come up now concerning the theme of relationship, a balanced relationship. Everything that is out of balance is going to come up. Every insecurity or fear that is preventing you to live the best relationship possible is also going to come up, and it feels enhanced. We're more sensitive in these times and emotionally sensitive. So again, it's an opportunity to re-evaluate. Do I still share the same values with this person? Are we aligned in this, you know, or do I do too much compromise? Or maybe I don't allow myself to express what I like and live it, you know. The foundation of relationship may also be shaken, so just to show you where there is something to reinforce. So it come up to the surface, so you can again reevaluate, yeah, and make the adjustments, or embrace the inner realization of what you want to do, you know, concerning partnership, intimate partnership, business partnership, or friendship, you know, close friendship. So there may be like a lot of exploration of who I invite and accept in my life. Is it aligned with who I am, with my truth or not, etc., etc. Venus is retrograde this time in the sign of Gemini. So this is the sign of communication, expression, curiosity. When Venus is there, we have a very flirty Venus, you know, she likes to connect with everybody and be very social. And maybe in the beginning of, like, let's say mid-April, you started to feel this energy and the urge of, oh, wow, I want to connect again. And especially in this quarantine time, I don't know where you live and how is the situation, but we have been a little bit more isolated, and suddenly we felt, wow, it's spring and I want to connect, I want to talk to people a little bit more. I'm done with this introspection. And then 2 weeks after, Venus started to station direct, and at this moment we may feel, wow, a heaviness of everything slow down. I want to, you know, engage and go outside, but at the same time I feel all this thing coming up and it may be uncomfortable, so I want to crawl in my bed, in my little cocoon. Yeah, so in that case, it's totally normal. We had a little moment of, you know, social expansion, and now we need to reevaluate how we are in our relationship, how we interact with other people. What is the state of our, you know, throat chakra? How do we express what we like? Can we express what we like? Do we express it too much, or maybe not enough? So how can we find balance and harmony again in our relationship and in the relationship within ourselves? And this is the whole theme for the 40 days of this retrograde. So I'm gonna end up this first video on this subject, and just write down your question if you have underneath, and I would be happy to answer. And we will have following either writing or audio like this one in the future. Good exploration.